Hello YouTube people, in today's video I am going to show you how this very lovely vintage style watch called Shanghai 7120 looks like on these custom straps. This video is sponsored by AliExpress. AliExpress gave me a budget which I was free to spend on any watches that I wanted, and this is one of those watches that I bought. Thank you AliExpress. Specifications and measurements which I have done myself as always. This watch naked like this weighs just 37 grams. Diameter of the case side to side without the crown of course is 36 millimeters. Lug to lug distance 44. Thickness together with this domed acrylic crystal is 11 millimeters. Lug width is 18.5 millimeters. More about that later. This watch inside has manual wound mechanical movement, not hackable, not automatic one. It has no water resistance, and the price for this watch usually goes around 25 euros. Now let's get straight to the point about the lug width, 18.5 millimeters. Let me prove it to you. I'm not lying, you know, 18.5. This end and this end is also 18.5, and the problem with that is that, for example, let's take 18 millimeter strap. Okay, let's put it in the lugs and it just comes out. It doesn't even stay. Sometimes it's too small and there is quite a visible gap, so no, 18 millimeter, no go. Now this is 19 millimeter strap, and the problem with some 19 millimeter straps is that they simply don't fit. I need to squeeze it real hard, and some of those quick release straps, they simply don't go in. So in order to fit a 19 millimeter strap like this, I have to remove a quick release spring bar and insert a simple one, because simple one has more play and it's actually possible to fit one in, but quick release 19 millimeter strap just doesn't go in. And the funny thing is that the original strap that this watch comes on is actually, well, basically it's 18 millimeter slide. Well, it's fabric, so it's difficult to measure it correctly, but it's 18 millimeter one. It's a good one, it's a good quality strap. I recommend these straps in my videos rather often. Initially they feel a little bit rough, but after wearing them out they become a little bit softer and nicer, and they're very well built, nicely stitched, nicely done. And I believe they're gonna last a long time, no problem. Is that, you know, the thing on this watch is that you see this gap on the side because, you know, the strap is narrower than the lug width. The watch is fully wound. Let's check the accuracy. Around minus 15 seconds face up. Now let's flip it over. Minus 12 seconds. Now let's try to put it in a crown facing down position. Okay, like that. Minus 10 seconds. Well, to be honest with you, the results are actually way better than I expected them to be. Now let's take a closer look on how the finishing on the case looks like, and while doing that, let's not forget that this watch usually costs around 25 euros with mechanical movement included already inside the watch. So anyway, the polishing has those streaky lines, rather obvious ones, and I don't know, I somehow don't mind them. I don't mind them. You know, we are looking at this watch like if it's some kind of jewelry, and you know, it's a little bit ridiculous, but whatever. I just want to show you how it actually looks like. Other side of the case also has those lines. I don't know, personally I couldn't care less about that, to be honest with you. Now finishing on the top, also if you catch the right angle and look up close, you might see some of those lines as well, but I don't know, I can't really find them, at least right now. Sometimes I can see them, but I have to try hard to actually see them. Anyway, the biggest problem on the finishing of the case is actually the cutout between lugs. It is raw. It looks handmade. Especially look at the bottom right corner. It's quite uneven as the hole cut out. As you can see, the bottom one is even worse than that. Even more uneven. Yeah, on the left corner you can see how uneven that is, the whole cut out thing, but I don't care, to be honest with you. I'm just showing you how it looks like. I'm not complaining, don't understand me wrongly. I'm not complaining, I'm just showing you how this thing looks like. Now the case back, it's nice. It's most importantly, it's not sharp. It's nice to touch. It's nice to touch. So that's the most important thing, I would say. Now, speaking about sharpness, what's really surprised me is that those corners on the lug ends outside, they're not sharp. They're actually a little bit rounded up. I know you can probably see that on camera, but those corners are a little bit rounded up. So generally speaking, what surprised me the most is actually that when I'm handling this watch like that, touching, trying to feel it, it doesn't bite. It doesn't try to hurt me. I have some watches that cost over 100 euros and are way sharper, and they try to, you know, cut me and poke me. But this one, no, this feels fine. I mean, top edge doesn't feel sharp. Bottom edge, it could be a little bit better, but I wouldn't complain about bottom edge even if this watch was a lot more expensive. It's actually fine. Bottom edge is actually fine. So yeah, what got me really by surprise is that it's not sharp, and overall I like the proportions. I like how it looks like. I think it's very lovely. Now let's do a little bit of a quality control inspection on the crown. The way this crown feels, it feels a little bit too small. You know, visually looking, this crown is well proportioned for the size of this watch. It is fine. It's just, you know, when you have to wind this watch, I wish it was a little bit larger. But one good thing about this crown is that it is very grippy. It's very easy to grip and turn it and wind this watch up. And it doesn't feel too bad. It doesn't feel too agricultural. It actually feels, you know, if I could compare, you know, PT 5000 movement always feels very agricultural, and one of the best feeling movements in my opinion is actually just a simple NH35. So this one, the way this crown feels winding up this watch is somewhere in between, I would say. So it's not bad. It's actually surprisingly not bad. Now let's check the alignment of hands, speaking about quality control. And as you see, this watch is not hackable. The second hand is still running. Anyway, let's set on exactly 6. Let's see if those hands are straight. So our hand is a tiny bit behind. I think, yeah, our hand is a little bit behind. So let's try one thing. Let's set on 6, but from behind, going back in time. And right now it seems that our hand is sitting straight and nice. So which tells us that there is just a little bit of a free play in the gearing. But overall, given the price point, I'm actually happy how it is. Now let's try opening it up, and I wanna see what's inside. So I tried with double-sided duct tape, and it seems it's working. It's actually working. Let's open it up. That's how the case back from the inside looks like. Okay, does it have a rubber gasket? Oh yes, it does have a black rubber gasket. What's that? What's that? That's interesting. I never seen anything like that before. It's probably to stop the movement from rattling inside or whatever. I don't really know. Guys, if any one of you know what this black rubbery soft thing is and what it is doing there, please leave a comment. I really want to know. Anyway, that's how this thing looks like. It seems it's very simple, straightforward. It should be very easy to adjust. Yeah, nothing to complain about. Very interesting thing to see. Especially, I never seen anything like that before. What is this thing? What is this thing? Now let's take a look how this watch looks like on some custom straps, and let's start with this one. I have actually worn this watch for the past couple of days on this exact strap, and I've been absolutely loving it. I think it looks absolutely spectacular. Every time I go past the mirror, I have to check out the watch in front of the mirror because it looks so good. I'm telling you, in real life, this watch doesn't look cheap like that at all. Well, unless you take a very close look, you know, and inspect this watch. But generally, when you see this watch on a wrist, on a person, or you just see yourself in a mirror checking out the watch, man, this thing looks so awesome, I'm telling you, especially on this strap. Absolutely loving this thing. This shape, this vintage vibe and everything. Absolutely love this thing. I'm actually holding myself back quite a bit in this video. I'm being a little bit technical, you know, quality control, trying to show you problems and all that, while in fact in the background I'm like little kid, like, oh my god, this thing is so awesome. Yeah, I really like this watch. And this is yet another suede leather strap. This one is moss green color, which I also use quite a lot in my videos, and I personally wear it quite often because it feels wonderful, it's very comfortable, and I really like how it looks like. It really elevates many watches into another level. They look a lot better. And this one I know, this one I kind of like it better on this one, on the brown. Yeah, I think this bright brown leather strap fits well with those lines on the dial, yellowish lines, so it kind of plays together nicely. But I'm not saying that it looks bad on this green. I think it looks good on this green as well. Very comfortable strap as well. And this is the same strap, except this one is black, and it feels so nice, and it looks so good. It looks very deep black, and this watch on this black strap looks like, well, a proper dress watch. A proper dress watch that has very interesting vintage flavor and very interesting character with those yellow lines on the dial. Awesome. It looks awesome. I think honestly this thing looks awesome. I really like it. I really like how this watch looks like. For the ending of this video, I would like to take a better look at the dial and talk about those short and stubby hands. You know, this watch, this model was available for several years already, and YouTube is already full of videos about this watch. So for me there is basically no point of making video about this watch. But the reason why I still bought this watch and making this video is because I actually wanted this watch for myself. This is my watch right now. So I bought this watch for myself. But the reason why I avoided this watch for a rather long time is because of the short hands. Short hour, not, well, hour hand is actually, I would say, alright, but the minute and seconds hands are rather short. And for me, for a long time, that was no-go. That's the reason why I haven't bought this watch. But over time, once you see more things and experience more things, opinion changes, and somehow I got over myself and decided to give it a go and bought this watch with AliExpress money, of course. So yeah, AliExpress, thank you for that. But I'm very happy that I did, because right now I really like this watch. I'm actually surprised how much I like it. And the thing about those short hands is that it's actually, you know, a vintage style watch, and that's how it actually supposed to look like, because a lot of old watches from China had short hands like this. This is just the style this watch tries to represent, and in my opinion does a great job doing that. It looks like an actual vintage watch, and I really like that. And you know, after experiencing this watch for a couple of days in real life already, I actually started liking them quite a bit. I think they add to the character of this watch in a very nice way. It looks like distinctive Chinese style watch, distinctive Chinese vintage style watch, and I really like that. And those short hands in real life, they just look lovely, cute somehow. It gives off a cute, lovely vibe to this watch. So I actually started loving that. You know, if a watch would have some kind of a modern design and it would have short hands, I would absolutely hate that, unless that would be done right somehow, you know, purposefully, design-wise. But generally speaking, I wouldn't like that. But on this watch, that's just how it's supposed to be, and it is actually lovely. So that's my point about those hands. Now, anyway, moving on. Those yellow stripes on the dial, I actually like them quite a lot as well. They are very tastefully done. They are not that strong. You know, you usually don't see them very well unless you take a very good look at this watch, and it's like extra detail which elevates this watch, making it look more interesting and more nice. And I like this little red dot on the second hand. Overall, I think it looks good. Now about other things a little bit, which I not necessarily like very much. This watch has lume dots, and unless you take a very good look at this watch, you don't even see them. So it's fine, whatever, it's like they are not even there. But if we take a very good look at them, they are a little bit misaligned. For example, on the index of 6, the lume dot is a little bit off to the right. The index of 5 has some kind of a dust particle on it. But besides that, I don't see any more imperfections, and considering the price point, I would say it's rather nice. I'm actually surprised that everything is alright. I probably am a little bit lucky with this watch, to be honest with you, because it's a little bit of a gamble at 25 euros buying mechanical watch to get it right, but somehow I would say that I got it right. I'm lucky this time, and I really like how it looks like. And I really like that it has this acrylic crystal. It actually definitely feels like acrylic, feels like plastic. I couldn't mistake it with a mineral. It definitely feels different, and I think it looks wonderful on this watch. And the major thing about this watch is the vibe, how this watch feels like on the wrist. And in my opinion, it actually feels exactly the same as this Seagull watch. It has the same character, the same vibe, and the same as this mechanical chronograph watch. So all three are basically very distinctive Chinese watches, small, and they are not trying, most importantly, they are not trying to hide the fact that they are Chinese. They are loud and proud Chinese. This one also has those Chinese characters on the dial. And I really like this kind of honesty about the originality, about the roots. Let's just say that, about the roots, and that it doesn't try to fool you into thinking that it's like Italian design or German or whatever, Western or Swiss, whatever. No, it's pure Chinese, loud and proud, and I really like that. I really like that. You couldn't mistake this watch with anything else, and because of that, it has its own pure character, and I really like that. And I think in general, this is a very beautiful watch, simple as that, so just straightforward, beautiful watch. Now, should you buy it? It's a little bit different question. Mechanical watch for 25 euros, it's a little bit of a gamble in my opinion, so keep that in mind, that you actually buying a toy. You should see this watch as a toy. Maybe it's gonna be good, maybe it's not gonna be so good. I have seen all kinds of different stories about these watches, so keep that in mind and keep your expectations in check. But at least for me, in this case, I got lucky, and I see nothing to complain about, considering the price point. So I'm very happy with this watch, so I'm keeping it. This is my watch as well as these ones as well. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.